All right, day one. Day one of my 2-hour daily meditation journey, and it's really cold, as you can imagine. I have so many layers on. It was amazing. This is going to be a really fascinating journey. There's so much. While I was meditating, I kept having just insights kind of like dropping in. And I was like, holy crap, I got to write that down because that was good. And I'm sure they will come out, and the most powerful ones that there's no way that I can forget. But two quick things that I want to share first is that, so in the past, it was funny when I did a 2-hour daily meditation journey, kind of, for 14 days in a row, and that was incredible. But at that time, I remember I had a bell going off every either like half hour or hour or something to give me an idea of how much time was left. But this time I'm doing it with no bells in between. It's just when I start, and at the 2-hour mark, there's another bell that goes off. That way, the part of me that feels like, come on, this was enough, let's go do something else. Or the part of me that feels like I should be hiking right now, the part of me that feels like I should be doing something else, that part of me has no idea how much time is left. So on some days, I'm sure I'll go crazy waiting for that bell. But it's just a little part of the challenge that I want to give myself with this journey this time around. And what was the second thing? I can't remember what it was right now, but it's gonna come back. But I've said that I was gonna share why I'm doing this, and I think that's a good place to start with the first video. There's many reasons, and we'll see what comes first, what wants to come out. But one of the main ones, and it's not nearly as bad as it used to be, but I'm getting tired of only feeling good or only feeling happy when everything's going my way. I'm tired of only feeling good when my pictures on Instagram or Facebook get a lot of likes or comments, or when my YouTube videos are getting a lot of views and comments. I'm done with all that. I'm done with that. Of course, I want to keep sharing, and of course, I'm going to keep using hashtags on Instagram and all that, because it would be nice to be able to reach more people and see what opportunities come of that in the future. Collaborations with people, really cool opportunities, I don't know. So I'm going to keep doing that, of course, but I'm done obsessing about the likes and the comments and the shares and everything else. And I'm done with only feeling good when if I meet a beautiful woman and things are going great, then I feel good. And if then maybe she stops answering my text, or doesn't want to hang out, or something, or I notice that she's not into me anymore, or something like that, and then I start feeling sad and feeling down and feeling slightly depressed and lonely, and that's okay. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We're human beings. We have emotions. We're gonna feel emotions. But I'm getting to a point where it's a little, I realize, like, that's not a way to live. That's not the way I want to live my life. That only my outer environment dictates how I feel, and I don't know, that's a much deeper topic that of course I could keep going into. But I also want to, another reason is to be able to slow down a little bit. That's a funny pause right at that time, but there's a lot coming to me. I'm just trying to see what to share. But I've always lived at a pace that is always going and always working hard and always doing and learning and always on the go, and it feels like I'm at a point that I realize, and I've known this for a long time, but it's one thing to have the insight, and it's another thing to be ready for actually embodying that, and it takes time. So it's okay if it takes you time between, okay, I learned this insight, now I gotta actually implement it and embody that. But I realized my body, my nervous system, my adrenals, my digestive system, my entire body and my being just needs to slow down a little bit. And it's crazy that I'm choosing to do this while I'm doing this trip and doing van life and exploring the entire country. A part of me is like, no, now is when you should be actually using your time to explore more and do, like, get as much out of this trip as you can and do as much as you can. But I realize, like, that pattern is never gonna stop. If I don't do something about it, if I don't decide to slow down in some ways, that pattern is never gonna stop. Same thing as with the pattern that everything on the outside is what dictates how I feel. That pattern will not shift if we don't implement self-acceptance and self-compassion and forgiveness and self-love and take time to ourselves and slow down and go in and explore. So that's another reason. And then another reason is that same thing, that word that I just used. I remember I was doing a program a while ago that we had to ask the people closest to us what the words that we use the most are. And to me, I use the word fascinating a lot, because to me many things are truly fascinating, and this journey itself to me is fascinating. And another word that I use a lot is explore. I'm just a person that likes to explore, and I want to explore this journey, explore my inner being, explore the possibilities of what would come out of this journey, and not that I want to do it with only that goal in mind, because then I'm just, same thing, it's just an obsessive chase, which I'll go into in other videos. But I'm just curious and I want to explore, and it's one of those things that I'll stop right there, because I'm gonna dive into that in other videos. But then another reason that I really want to do this is, and I might have shared this before in the last video and other videos, but years ago, one of my favorite teachers, Kahn, said a phrase that has never left my mind, my heart. And he said, become the person that would inspire you the most. And I think we're at a time in history that there's a lot of gurus and teachers and all that stuff, and I think those are people that can inspire us for us to get started on our journey. But I always talk about the idea of, I love inspiring people, but I also love inspiring myself. And that might sound weird to some of you, but there's something about just being proud of yourself for what you're doing and the kind of person that you are and the things that you're going for and what you offer to the world and to people. And that phrase of become the person that would inspire you the most, that's a journey that I've been on for the last few years, and it's with things that you don't need to announce it on social media. Like I do a lot of things that inspire me about me. And I know that sounds cocky, but when you're a heart-centered being, and I've been insecure my whole life, so this is not arrogant, or it's about empowerment. It's about self-empowerment. And I think I'm trying to explain and justify too much what I'm sharing. Because here's the tough thing about making videos in social media is that you might share something that comes from the heart, and then people try to pick it apart, and you get this weird. And in my mind, as I'm sharing, I'm trying to think of, okay, what's someone on YouTube gonna say, and how are they gonna like argue with me? And I try to justify. So see, those are funny things that I've been aware of for a long time, and I think with the meditations and with the relaxation and slowing down, that's another thing that I'm excited for in these journeys. Just not worrying as much about that. So this video is getting long. I think I'm gonna stop now. That way the videos are not too long. I want to keep them shorter so they're easier to digest on a daily basis. But I'm really excited for this journey, and it'd be cool to have you stick around. It would be amazing. There's so much that I want to share. Like I said, even just day one, I already had a bunch of insights dropping in that I'll be sharing on the following days, and I'll share more about how I'm doing certain things, why I'm doing certain things. Today was half of my meditation, was about half maybe with eyes open, about half with eyes closed. I'm gonna share more about that, because when I first learned about it, I was like, that makes a lot of sense, and it's fascinating. It truly is fascinating. So I'll be sharing that in upcoming videos. So hope you stick around. If anything resonated or helped, if you want to leave a comment or thumbs up, that supports the channel, and I'll be sharing more about that too. But I'll stop. Hope you have an amazing day. Thanks for watching.